Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to
Dru-
Luna.
and the Druid.
There we are again. And this time, for the first time, on a Wednesday. Our new schedule for our second season. We're into our second season. As of today, is moving from the Monday to the Wednesday,
Mhm.
and hopefully we'll get some new viewers as well,
Yes.
and maybe a good time to do an additional introduction about ourselves. Would that work for you?
Yes, we actually
Never
came
done
to,
that.
yeah, we've never done that. We've
No.
never introduced ourselves properly. So for those who know us, it's going to be probably a boring few minutes, but I don't think we're boring.
I will keep it briefly.
Yeah.
We'll keep it short.
So, yeah, perhaps we could start with you.
Okay. My name is Jan, and I'm also known as the Druid. My profession, except besides being a Druid, which is a profession in itself, is also tarot practitioner or tarot reader. Um, I work at the holistic fairs and the mind body experiences. That's about 33 times a year that I go all over Ireland, and on every Sunday a different place. We do shows with 10, 12, 15 readers, a marketplace there, some workshops, some yoga. They're called holistic fairs, and that's what I do. Besides that, I of course I do readings at my place online, um, and most of the Saturdays I'll be in a location not too far from where I live,
Mm.
in Killarney, where I live, in Mallow, in Coachford, County Cork, uh, places like that.
Mm.
Even the Amber Shop in Galway town. I would normally be there about 6, 7 times a year.
Oh, wow. So if you'd ever would like to book a reading with Jan,
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend.
Yeah.
You can go to his website.
jantetero.com.
Yes, all the details, all the informations you will find there. I highly recommend booking a reading with Jan, as I said before.
Yeah.
Um, Tell us more about your Druidic path.
Yeah, Druidic Path. I've been there for I think about 30 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's a big thing in my life. All my big life decisions, where I live, how I work, where I work, uh, the way I spend my free time. They're most of the times given uh, supporting my druid work. Druidism is all about you start developing yourself, developing your skills as a storyteller or a
Mm.
musician, an artist. Then you work further uh, into the shamanistic realms, where you
Mm.
work with the herbs, with journeying, meditation, things like that. It's also where you learn divination, reading tarot cards, and then further on, you um, you develop your druidic skills, which would be philosophy, myths and legend, explaining and understanding these. And besides that, when you do a druidic education, you get the opportunity to become a druidic practitioner, where you do life rites like weddings, hand fastings,
Mm.
funerals, and coming of age.
What is coming of age?
When you reach a certain age, when you, for instance, from a kid become a grown up,
Oh,
that's coming of age. Or when you've worked all your life and you become a pensioner, that's coming of
that's
a next stage.
amazing.
And these stages you can give extra attention to by doing a ceremony for that.
Mm.
You go in. Sometimes we even use physical rebirthing techniques, like we take a big rug or a blanket, we put the one coming of age under it, we do some drumming, some meditating, and some chanting, and after a while we let the newborn out of the womb. We give them the card of their spirit
Mm.
animal that will be with them in this new life phase.
That's a cool
Explain that
ritual.
and everything like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Tell us more about your drumming, because you mentioned drumming here.
Yeah. Drumming. So I have two types of drums.
Mhm.
I have a self-built horsey, shamanistic drum.
Hmm.
The horse wasn't killed for making a drum. The horse died of natural causes. So I had a specific type of horse in mind. I had to wait for 3 years
Hmm.
before within my network one passed away. And then a friend of mine helped me create this lovely big horse drum, which I use for shamanistic work, for
Hmm.
meditative drumming. I support meditative drumming there. I even teach it on the Bar and Summer School on Initier once a year.
Hmm. Wow.
I do have a class of meditative drumming. And that's where the next phase comes in, because I also have a few Baurons, which are the traditional Irish frame drum, which you play with one hand in and one hand with the stick.
Hmm.
And that's used in Irish traditional music in the tunes.
Perhaps we could share one time this on Luna and the Druid.
Oh, I definitely will. In the new season, we can definitely bring in some stuff from that. Yeah, love it,
Awesome.
love it.
Awesome. Before we go any further, let me stop you for a second and just say hello to everybody who is already active in the comments. Richard says, yes, Wednesday are now official. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Hello, Richard. So lovely to have you here tonight. And Iron Firehorse, hello and welcome. So lovely to have you here with us.
All our regulars are back.
Yes,
Oh,
I
love
hope you did some journaling. But we also have DeAndre Watson who says, I'm so excited. I recently found you and have been listening to you for 7 hours straight today. Oh, wow. You have a patience. Trying to catch up on all the episodes, and my phone just alerted me when you were live.
Cool.
You're really lucky today because usually we were live on Mondays, but we decided from tonight to start doing those live shows on Wednesdays. So welcome to our Luna and the Druid family. We have a beautiful community here of like-minded people who love to spend some time with us today.
Definitely.
We also have here, oh my goodness, please help me with pronouncing this right. I'm so sorry.
Prairie Winds
Prairie Winds.
and Wildflower Spiritual Arts.
Beautiful
Wow.
name. Apologize for having difficulties with pronouncing. Hey, y'all. Nice to meet you. Hope you're having a good day. From Canada. Canada, we're sending love from Ireland.
Yep.
From the Kingdom of Kerry, where we are. So lovely to have you guys here, and welcome to our beautiful community of like-minded
to
people.
our show.
Yes, we love, guys, when you're active in the comments. You can ask us questions, you can share whatever you wish to share with us. We love to have those conversations with you. So lovely to have some new faces here as well. Yes.
Shall I finish up with a few
Please do.
personal bits?
Absolutely, please do.
Go deeper. So I'm at the moment I'm 68 years old. I'm married to the lovely Karen, who is also a druid or a druidess. Well, you know her very well, obviously. We live in a lovely old farm in what's called the Cork and Kerry Mountains. That's on the border of two counties here in Southern Ireland, County Cork and County Kerry. And the Cork and Kerry Mountains are very well known as the opening line from the song Whiskey in the Jar.
Really?
Yeah, that goes, when I was going over the Cork and Kerry Mountains.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
I met with Captain Farrell and his money he was counting.
Thank God I don't know this.
So that's exactly where I live. And we live together. We run the Druid Grove from our place, the Tarot Studio, and also a B&B. So if you ever want to visit us in summer, we have the B&B open. We have in the field in front of our home 4 donkeys. We have 6 chickens in the coop. We have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and a beehive with maybe 10,000 bees. So there's lots of animals there. We are, for a great part, self-sufficient. We're self-sufficient for water. We have a holy well on our land, so that's why I look so young. For my 68 years, when I go to the shower, it's always in holy well water, rejuvenating. And we have solar panels for extra electricity, for free electricity.
Mm.
We have woodlands, so we have firewood. We never chop down trees from the woodlands, but the woodlands give enough at falling branches, falling trees, to sustain us, to keep us warm through the winter.
Yes, and that's the point where you live according to nature with laws of nature. And when
Yeah.
you live in harmony with nature, that's what happens. The nature will sustain you,
Sustain you,
will keep you thriving rather
definitely.
than trying to survive.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful land. I love to go there and visit Jan in his surrounding. It's a magical, very safe space. It's beautiful, and the views are just stunning.
Says who? Because today
Yes,
we're at Luna's place
we
in.
are in my studio in South Kerry, near Steam area. I live up in the mountains, in the middle of nowhere. Literally,
Yeah.
it's no neighbors, just a few houses, a bit of cows, beautiful horses around with few foals, which I'm absolutely in love with. If you probably have noticed already that I'm a big animal lover, but yeah, I'll get to that later.
Yeah. Well, tell me more about yourself. Your name Luna. Where does
Yes,
it come from?
I am Luna. My original, my name I was given at birth has always been my biggest secret, but perhaps it would be nice to introduce myself.
Bring it out.
I can't even say it. Well, my name is Anna. There we go. And
was Anna.
all the secrets are gone now. I love this part of being mysterious. Oh, what's your name? Luna, blah, blah, blah. No, obviously I'm joking. But I identify as Luna, and I'm the heart and the soul of Guided by Luna. I am a tarot reader, intuitive card reader, holistic life coach, as well as energy healer. And this is what I do for a living. I combine ancient wisdom with energy healing, with energy work. I sometimes call myself an energy reader because if I were to explain what I do, this is, I think, the easiest way of explaining it. I am a bit younger than Jan, just a few years. Recently, I was celebrating a big, nice round number. I'm like Jan, a Gemini, a Sun Gemini. That's why we are so talkative. And
Chatty,
we love
yes.
this chatty conversations because it is within our nature. At least it's with mine. And yeah, I have a beautiful, beautiful doggy who is our producer. She's with me here. I need to show you guys this t-shirt. Look at this.
Karma.
Me and Karma vibe like that.
Yeah.
Even though it's a cat on the t-shirt here, I absolutely have fallen in love with it and I decided to wear it today. She's asleep now, but perhaps there is a chance you will see her at towards somewhere probably towards the end of the show when she's gonna have
And of course, she actually is our producer.
Yes.
Karma Productions is our production company.
Yes, that's
and her name is Karma. Yeah.
That's correct.
So
my life is all about magic. I am, we can call it into magic. I practice magic of everyday living. I practice the magic of seeing the world with magical eyes. But I also help people to connect with their own soul and living what I call a soulful life, which is life based on what your soul needs, not just the physical body, but also our energy. And this is important part of my work as well, because everything what I do is based on a spiritual twist. And this is something I'm absolutely passionate about.
Yeah.
My journey with tarot started very funny, actually, because it started because of a man. It's interesting how one thing leads to another. I was watching lots of video about tarot, not even thinking about performing a reading. But one time I asked myself, could I do it? And then 2 days later, I happened to have an opportunity to get a tarot deck in my hands. And that's where it all started. I took a deck, I performed a reading, not knowing how to do it. And then a good 8 years later, and 100 decks of cards and oracle cards later, here I am talking and sharing my wisdom, my experience with you, with Jan. And that's how one thing led to another, to creating Luna and the Druid. And
because
having
that's,
you guys.
and that's also a
us.
lovely story how we met, actually.
Oh yeah.
That's you
Let me do the background.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
After many years of doing tarot, doing this work, which was my side hustle, I decided to give it all, and I decided to turn it into my daily job. Let's call it a job. I never call it a job because it's not. When you love what you're doing, it's never a job. So I decided to turn this into a regular, profitable, nice, abundant business. But because before I was working for other people, I decided to find out what I have to find out about how it is and what it is to run your own business. So I signed up for a business course where I met my dear friend Richard, who's here with us tonight, and my dear friend Julie, who was a guest on Luna and the Druid before as well. But long story short, one of the tasks during that course was to do a competitor analysis. And that's how I found Jan, because I've never heard about him before, because I never had a need to have a tarot reading, because I could always do it myself. But that's how I came across Jan. And then moving forward, a couple of months later, I happened to be in mind-body experience in Dublin. And then I saw this big banner with the Druid, Jan Tarot. So I decided to say hi. So I came over, introduced myself. And then within few sentences, already a lot of magic happened in that particular moment.
Yeah.
Long story short, or actually very brief conversation, should I say, back then, we decided to meet, because we live 1 hour away from each other, we decided to meet for a coffee.
Halfway.
Yes. Yeah. And then that coffee actually led to a wonderful conversation. After 3 hours, like, we didn't shut up for a second.
No, not at all. Yeah.
And that conversation led to Jan having this idea, why don't we move this in front of the camera and have those conversations on YouTube? Because it wasn't a conversation about anything. It was a really deep conversation about life, about tarot, about magic, about meaning of life, about soul, about having this meaningful life. And that's how Luna and the Druid were born.
So remember, this conversation, our first coffee together happened on a Thursday, and we plan everything very, very cautiously. So we went live the next Monday, 4 days later.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
The show started, and
one thing led really quickly to another. Yeah. If you've been watching us for a while, you probably heard me saying about Jan that he's my chariot, that he's always the one who is all about action. So, Jan, would you like to say this fire aim?
Oh yeah,
which I always say wrong.
Yeah. Normally, when you fire an arrow, you always say ready, aim, fire. One of my business teachers said, change the last two: ready, fire, and then aim. So first fire up, and because when in business, when you start aiming, when you start planning, and start looking for the moment you're ready, you'll never get there. You'll never get there. So when you think you're halfway ready, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go for it. That's how it works, and that's how Luna and the Druid became. And of course, we have this chemistry between us. In this year, I think we became very good friends together.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. I know that I can always count on you, and I hope you know that.
I know, yes, I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this one sentence, this one hello, this one me deciding to come over and say hello changed my life. Hopefully yours as
Oh,
well.
bingo. Yes, it does.
So the reason we're sharing this story is to show you the importance of taking action and following those nudges of intuition. Within my work, following intuition is very important. I help people to touch, to tap into their voice of intuition. Privately, I am vegan for the love of animals, and I love the ocean. I'm definitely an ocean girl. Beach is my favorite place in the whole world. I'm surprised that I still have two legs, even though when I get to the ocean, because that should be a mermaid tail,
Yep.
because that's what's in my heart, in my soul. But yes, that's a long story short about
Well,
Luna
lovely.
and the
the
Druid. Yes.
And and of course, likewise, if you're looking for guidance, if you're looking for inspiration, if you're looking for your way out of the dark night of the soul, have a coaching session or a reading with Luna. At the moment, it's mostly on TikTok and Facebook where you are. We're
Yes.
in the process of creating a new website for guided.luna.com.
Guess
We'll
who's
finish.
helping me with
We'll
that?
finish it this week.
Hopefully, that's the plan.
So,
Yes.
or contact us on YouTube or on learnhowtodruid.com. We even have a website there
Yes,
as well.
we do,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
sure if we've ever shared it. We
We
do
should-
have
we
a
have.
website, Luna and the Druid as well. You
And a
can
Facebook
contact
page,
us
yeah.
through there as well. So
And
if
we're
you
on
have,
and we're on Spotify.
yes.
Yeah.
So yes, actually, I am looking for the prayer wins. We are also on Spotify as well. So if you're driving and you don't want to look at us, it's also available on Spotify. Yes.
So let's talk about our passion,
Yes.
tarot cards.
So for those who don't know us, what actually brought us together and what was the reason, one of the main reasons behind Luna and the Druid is the passion we both share. It's a love to tarot cards, and what actually tarot can bring into your life. Because for many people, tarot will be just all about answering some questions. And today, we want to show you different aspects of tarot. And this conversation will be an opening conversation for the series of more episodes where we're going to go deeper within particular and specific topics and all that.
Where you use the tarot not just to do a reading for what comes or what can you do, like inspiration, but where you more or less start using the tarot as a tool for manifestation. Magic, magic, creative magic, ceremonial magic, magic that changes your life. And of course, a reading will change your life because of the insights it gives in your situation.
Absolutely.
But if you really want to change some things, you sometimes want to give it a little magic touch.
Yes.
Yeah. And the funny thing was actually without going into magic, that I noticed that when you read the cards, you do it totally different than I do.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny, isn't it?
Yes. This is another completely conversation of probably a separate episode, but this is so interesting that how many readers I know, they all have a different way of reading cards, and that's okay. There is no set one way of reading
There are
cards.
no rules.
There are no rules. You can create your own rules. I'm a reader who create my own rules, because, as I said at the beginning, my readings are based on intuition. Obviously, I read cards, like literally sometimes read the cards, and things are being shown to me. And when Jan is more traditional tarot reader, but we'll get to that perhaps another day as well, with some examples of live reading. Perhaps that's a good idea to bring that on the show. So just
but for today's topic,
a
the
little
topic
teaser.
was everyday magic
Mhm.
and the tarot beyond card readings. And
I will stop you for a second.
oh, sorry.
Guys, if you could write in the comments, how do you think are the other way of using tarot? Do you have any idea or any maybe you practice a different way of using tarot or cards rather than reading cards itself? Obviously, we're going to talk a lot about reading cards itself. But I'm just curious, what are your guesses? What do you think you could use tarot to do, to achieve, to, I don't know, I'm not going to say it yet. I would love to see some comments. If you don't, that's fine too. We're going to reveal that secret in a second.
Yeah.
So, yes. Oh, one thing we should perhaps mention as well. If you have any questions, if you would like us to talk about certain topic, feel free to leave us a comment, contact us via our website, via our email addresses, and just ask us, and then we'll be happy to have a discussion. We'll be happy to help. We're both life coaches, so we bring a lot of coaching into our sessions as well, which from the feedback we receive are helpful. So we love to help, guys. This is what we do as our job, but also the goodness of our heart. We are here to serve you as well. Richard says, make a house of cards. Of course you can.
Yeah, and then throw it over. Or see how high you can get before it falls down. Yeah, house of cards, a good idea.
This is a good idea. Obviously.
Well, actually, you're actually spot on, of course, because the way we look at different uses would be uses of physical cards.
Yeah.
What would you think, for instance?
I'll confess, I often do this out of pure enjoyment.
Richard.
Entertainment. Yeah, I am interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. Well, tarot obviously can bring you a lot of insight, can bring you answers, can bring you guidance, can guide you, answer so many questions. Like reading cards, I think that's why I'm so passionate about it. It's never the same. It's always different. It's always, it's very often surprising as well. But to me, it's a tool of helping people and navigating through their journey, through their path, through whatever they're going through. But this is card readings. But
yeah, I have my first experience in doing something different when I was coaching someone who I already knew for a while, and I did a reverse reading. So instead of just pulling cards and picking cards in a random spread, before the coaching session, I picked cards that were relevant to his situation. And we talked about it. I even brought out the fool, which made his eyes go, "Do you think I'm a fool?" He said, No. But you're a young fella. You're on a journey. You're going on a journey, and you're in your new life phase. He was just leaving. It was just had his leaving certificate, and he had no clue where to go. And then, with the help of the cards, we started the discussion.
awesome.
And there were handpicked cards by me. So reverse reading, and that's actually when you go. That's the different way of using many of the readings. It's not just, for instance, you also have for picking cards the spreads. They're also magic, and because that's where you take a certain direction or a certain goal in your reading, and the combination.
Spoiler alert, we will have an entire separate episode on spreads itself. Just a little teaser.
Yeah. Or maybe more spreads in episodes, I think.
Yeah, as well.
Will happen. And another way of working with the tarot and especially learning the tarot,
Mhm.
is the two-step reading per day.
Tell me more.
You pick 3 cards in the morning. You pick out the guidebook. You look up the card meanings, or when you're intuitive like yourself,
Mhm.
you don't even pick up the card books. You look at the cards. What do they mean to me? What story do they tell?
What do I feel? How do I feel? What
That's it.
intuitively comes? What is that I see on the
In the
card?
cards, yeah.
What brings my attention? What are the feelings within me? What is the energy I'm feeling?
Yeah. In the morning, after reading the cards, you write down your experiences in your journal, plus the names of the cards, or you put them in the journal. And just before you go to bed, you pick out your journal, pick out the 3 cards, and then ask for feedback or give feedback on how your day went.
Mhm.
And then you'll see that sometimes in the morning you have an idea of a card, and then in hindsight, you say, okay, but something totally different happened, but I still see it in the card.
Mhm.
What happened? And then you learn the meaning you saw intuitively, and you learn the meaning of the feedback that you got of the card. And I use it in my readings as well. Sometimes a card shows up on a position, for instance, in a past position, an emperor, and the first thing I always discuss, how's how's your partner? An emperor in the past, and I read for ladies most of the time, means the husband is either dead or
Mhm.
divorced or gone away,
Mhm.
and uh, and so I learned, and the emperor is, and then I totally go beyond the meaning of the emperor, which is a solid and stable and authoritative figure. Now I just see that I have the emperor in the past. Your husband is gone,
Mhm.
and it works. Another one, 6 of Cups, is one I've never heard anyone using it, but to me, the 6 of Cups represents the non-traditional living arrangement. And how I got the 6 of Cups always in a situations position, and often when there was a situation where a single mom was, or uh, a person living who just had taken a refugee
Mhm.
from Ukraine, from a war refugee in their homes. So they live together, but not as a standard family,
Mhm.
father, mother, and children, but different single parent families, families mixed, living together, non-traditional living
Mhm.
arrangement, 6 of Cups. And we, of course, we have the 10 of Cups, which is completion on that side, which points to that one. But never have anybody thought, then would the 6, which is also a very positive card, be something different and
Mhm.
still
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, this exercise is great to tap into your own intuition. Because, yes, tarot can be read within the classic meanings, within the original meanings,
From the
but
book.
from the book,
Yeah.
yes. But there is a way about it where you totally can use your intuition and still have an accurate reading. So, this is a really good exercise, too. First of all, tap within your intuition and then tap within your spirituality as well, because spirituality is listening to your inner voice. One of the aspects of spirituality is to listen to your own guidance, to listen to your own voice, to listen into your own soul, your intuition, the voice, the voices you hear in your head, literally for me. Yes, so it's a
Yeah.
beautiful exercise to practice your
Yeah.
intuition and devote your time to your spirituality. 'Cause to me, reading cards is a very profound spiritual experience, because it's like I leave my body and I become someplace I go someplace else where my physical needs are not there anymore, and it's just like this voice which is speaking through me rather than and using me as a vessel, and it's a beautiful experience. We have here a beautiful comment where it was Claire says, hello, beautiful Claire, so lovely to have you here. And she says, use tarot to make a story, not divination purposes. That's another
Lovely.
beautiful, like, I love that. How would you create a story? You
I
mentioned
would
it
I
a
would
little bit.
actually I use a standard reading. So
Mhm.
I work with the Golden Dawn method, which
Mhm.
is from the late 1800s or 19th century, when there was an occult organization that built their whole teachings around the tarot. The book is this thick. I have the seventh edition still there, and the Golden Dawn is also a reading method.
Mhm.
The traditional Rider Waite deck is a spin-off of it, so it's Golden Dawn with a bit twists and turns, especially in colors and meanings. But it's a method, and then I use the Celtic Cross, which is a spread, and I use the positions and um, my own meaning of the positions. I use a Golden Dawn method for telling the meaning and the position of the card, which change the meaning changes when the position changes.
Mhm.
But I create stories then as well.
Mhm.
Most of my seekers, most of my sitters say, "Wow, that was a lovely story,"
Mhm.
with the beginning, uh, past influences, with the development, and we have the problems where the hero. It's a hero story, of
Yeah.
course, the problem that the hero faces, and hopefully we'll get to a happy end. And sometimes we even don't, Can
But
happen.
that's life, of
That's life
course.
as well. Yeah,
Um,
sometimes you have a bad last card. Yeah,
Jan mentioned here a few things which I would like to touch on. If you're not familiar with the journey, like tarot journey or fool's journey, you mentioned here today, we have the entire episode, playlist about the fool's journey, where we go deep within the meaning of the card. So I recommend watching that. Those are short videos where we talk about card itself, but we also talk about meaning within the life and the phase of the life that
Yeah.
card, that particular archetype represents. So if that's something you would like to explore, I encourage you to dive deep within the Fool's Journey playlist.
Yeah, look at the playlist from episode 1 to 21.
Yes,
And some even
22 actually.
yeah, some have double episodes.
Yeah,
Because
we're not going to go into
No.
that
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
But it's very interesting, and it's also very good when you want to learn the major arcana, the card meanings, or the story behind the card, or what the card teaches you as a querent. These episodes are
Yes.
brilliant. Yeah.
Second thing Jan mentioned was the Celtic Cross. This is one of the types of spreads, and I promised you already that we're going to dive deeper within that topic. So if you haven't already, please subscribe so you wouldn't miss that, because we're going to share with you a deep knowledge about tarot, something you won't learn from a book.
Yeah. So, and Fire Horse is already in episode number 3.
Oh,
The
awesome.
Empress.
Yes, this is a beautiful feminine archetype.
Yeah. The mother.
Yes, the mother.
Yeah.
Richard, you pressed something. Oh no,
It's gone again. Yeah.
I have a little bit delay on my screen here. Richard says here, sometimes it can lead the way for a nice meditation. Absolutely. That's another beautiful way of using cards. Or a moment with my singing bowls. You can, one, meditate on the card itself to get deeper within the meaning of the card, within your own meaning of the card. But also tarot can be used in a different way within the meditation. How would you do that?
In meditation, you would normally take one card, usually a major arcana card, either hand-picked because it's a situation or a thing you're going through. For instance, when you go through tough times, meditate on the Tower card, and especially what comes after, or even meditate on the Tower card and the Star card, card 16 and 17, where in card number 16 things go wrong, and in card number 17 we come back again. We bounce back again with hope for the future. Yes. Cleansed and clean and fresh and watery.
It's also good to journal after a meditation like this, to put those thoughts, feelings, experiences on the paper. Yeah. But with the meditation within, with the cards itself, I would also use it as a tool to manifest things. If
Obviously,
you want
yeah.
to manifest love, a beautiful connection within your life, I would use Two of Cups and the Lovers, for example, or 10 of Cups. Those are the cards which represent healthy, meaningful, deep connections. If I would be looking for some fun, I would probably meditate on the Devil and the Six of Wands and the Ace of Wands.
Yes, or the Three of Cups even,
Yes,
which
as well.
is pleasurable as well. Yeah,
Um,
so that would work. Yeah, and that's actually where we get to the point of what magic can you do with tarot cards? What manifestations can you do?
yes.
And I was intrigued because Monday, my new Kickstarter arrived, and it's called the Taos Tarot 777, and it is a Golden Dawn tarot. Lovely cards, and yeah, let's pick the. For instance, yeah, let's pick the Sun card.
Yeah. Let's say.
As you can see, it's very cartoonish, graphical. The colors are all meaning. Every color has a meaning, and this is definitely a deck
I'll
that
show
you.
the back of the card as
Yeah,
well. Oh
the
my
back is
goodness! Sorry, I'm
beautiful.
covering your
Yeah,
face, but
with the
this
gold.
is
With
such
the gold,
a beautiful.
Yeah. And this is a deck that I will never use for divination,
Why not?
because this is a deck that you use for magic and for creation. It's a deck. Even in the little guidebook, is already mentioned how you can use the deck for other purposes. For instance, creating talismans with the tarot, where you copy or draw the image of the tarot on something that you carry on you, or sigils. But also there is a method here. It's a way of laying out the cards where you create more or less a magical circle, and you do that with hand-picked cards. The magical circle contains the zodiac, contains the aces, because there's all the possibilities there, contains the elemental cards in a separate section, and then from there on you choose a few cards, like the love card, or like the pleasure card, or like the victory card, or like quick win. For a quick win, you choose the Eight of Wands and the Nine of Discs, for instance. The eight is swiftness, the Nine of Discs is gain. So quick win, and then you perform a magical ritual in this created circle with these manifesting cards.
I'll tell you a secret, guys. We'll do it on Luna and the Druid live.
Yes.
Tonight. Yes,
Yeah.
we'll definitely take you through a ritual like this, because it's super, super exciting. And this is higher knowledge. It's not something very common. It's a deeper dive within the world of magic.
Yeah, and that's something for.
Yes, to look absolutely forward to.
Yeah.
Yes. We mentioned magic here, so I wouldn't be myself if I wouldn't mention spell work.
Yeah.
Tarot can be used in spell work. I remember when I was looking for a new house, I really wanted to move out from the place I used to be. I used the card of Four of Wands, which represents new home, stability.
Yeah.
And it worked. And it worked. It was actually so powerful that I changed countries. And it's a beautiful way of connecting with tarot and using those certain energies to amplify your spell. So if it's within your work, if it's within your practice, I absolutely recommend taking that extra energy with and you putting it into your spell work or manifestation. And doesn't have to be a spell. It can be the intention you put and have, because you don't have to work with spells. You don't have to do witchcraft in order to manifest with a tarot card. You can put it on your altar, because having a sacred space within your house where you put candles, where you put things like belongings have a meaning for you. Like I have shells on mine. I have certain things which represent certain aspects of my own spiritual practice.
Yeah.
And that's called an altar. Obviously, it sounds very kind of, I don't know what's the word I'm trying to say, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's also something I would definitely ask you to do. If you have something you would like to manifest, think about it for our next episode, and we'll pick the cards that would help you create this manifestation. We'll help you
absolutely.
pick the cards to create the manifestation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So take advantage of Luna and the Druid, literally giving away their knowledge.
Come on.
Yes, but that's
That's what we do. It's
exactly.
not. It's
we
not
we
all
love to
secret.
share because it works.
It
Yes,
works,
it
yeah.
works. We are the best example of in this bringing so much goodness within our life.
Yeah.
What else? How else would you use tarot?
So magic, but that's that's a different episode altogether. The ceremonial magic, the talismans, the reverse tarot reading. Yeah, can you think of something?
There is also a good way. Well, when I was practicing and I was learning tarot, I used to literally carry a tarot card with me.
Yeah.
And
Always do. Yeah.
Yes.
Still
and then think about it, use and observe the connections with what, because believe it or not, there is a total magic happening when you set your intention to connect deeper with the card and learn about the card and discover certain aspects within your life just by connecting with that card.
Yeah,
and the cards can work as your spiritual companions, which will help you to make a decision, for example.
Yeah, I remember carrying cards with me, especially in the time that I was really diving deep into the matter, that I carried the card with me or kept it with me till it started speaking to me. Till it started speaking to me. Till the message was so clear of the magician. That's where it started. I worked for weeks with this card just to get a complete understanding of what is his message, what was their message, what's there with this magician, what does he bring to the table, and love that.
And it's great when you discover your own meaning of the card. 2 weeks ago, I happened to be surrounded with beautiful tarot readers, Jan, and another beautiful tarot reader, Julie, from Creative Souls Tarot. And we had hours of conversations about tarot, our own meanings of the card. And it was so funny because everyone brought something to the table. And for example, me, the Page of Cups very often represents apologies. Somebody who literally wants to give something out of their heart, takes responsibility. But I think the one which was everybody's favorite was the Ace of Wands, which is to me very male kind of type of card, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yes,
and I was I was part of the girly talk, and these girls have dirty minds.
Anyway, this is only your interpretation of that.
Yeah.
Karma is away. The reason I'm saying is it is so important to have the ability to talk about that type of work you're doing with other people, to share inspirations, knowledge, and to be able to freely speak up. So this is the community where you can come and discuss this with us, with other viewers as well, because this is the safe environment and the safe container
on and off
to
the
do
show.
it. Yes. So if you don't have anyone within your physical life, now you have us. Now you have Luna and the Druid and our beautiful friends. And there is another
friend coming.
Yes.
We have our producer. She wants to sit with me today.
Yeah.
Hello.
No,
Oh.
she wants mommy. Yes. So
She
for
wants mommy
those
too.
who doesn't know Karma, this is
Karma.
yes, this is Karma. She's my little girl,
Yeah,
who's our producer. You will sometimes hear her barking.
barking. Yeah, but today she just came back from sleep.
Richard says, "Aren't we glad we're not the only ones hearing voices?" Yes, hearing voices in your head is okay as long as they don't tell you to hurt somebody else of
Yeah,
yourself. It's fine and it's normal. We all have them.
Yeah. Or they tell you that you're not
Good enough, for
or
example.
or you're not the one that you think that you are.
Oh, that's another.
That's another
story.
deficit. Yeah.
Yes. For the love of all things, tarot is so good to share experiences and interpretations and learn from each other. Absolutely.
Oh, wonderful, Claire.
The amount of inspiration which came out of those conversations was so pleasurable to talk about it, to be able to share, to be able to see this different point of view sometimes, because very often we were like, oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
So yes, absolutely.
So I think Karma says it's time for us.
Yes. So thank you so much for today's beautiful episode. Interaction. It was so lovely to welcome and meet new
people on the show. Yeah.
Yes, welcome to our magical carpet. Yes. You are so welcome. So we see each other next Wednesday.
8 o'clock.
Please join us. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And press that notification button so you wouldn't miss when we go live. Yeah. If you have any questions, any insights, any new ideas or ways of using cards, especially tarot, which we didn't discuss today, please do share them with us. We are always open to try out new things as well.
Of course.
Please join us next week where we will go and dive deeper within the tarot practice as well. And yes, I think that's it for tonight. I am so happy to be a host within the physical location as well. And
today, yeah. So yeah, sometimes we're in 2 different locations, but today, first show of the new episode. Yes. Let's get together. Hey, lads, thank you so much all. Looking forward to see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.